Match number 2. It's STG taking on Venkat Cricket Academy. Again with two different sides with two different style of journeys. Like of what we've seen in the previous game, which went on to be an easy win for Smiling Pearls against an unbeaten side in the Iron Lady Trophy Season 7 quarter-final number 2. Match number 2. Through the covers, a wonderful juicy stroke making to get a couple of runs on the board. Pavitra with the ball, Priyadarshini on strike, and Swagata the non-strikers in. Good cheers for going on the dugout for STG, of course under the coaching of Coach Aarti. NCA committee member, wonderful coach she was actively training young kids and cricketers. STG have played 6 matches, 4 won and 2 losses. A left-arm pacer. Interesting to watch out for. Proper placement coming on to play, and that will be a boundary, first boundary of the game. That comes into the bats of Swagata. She's getting off the mark with that boundary. Invited her to go for the big shot, it seems. Quite good start for Swagata here, and Pavitra is having a beautiful shape despite of that previous one went for the boundary. Venkat Cricket Academy just lost one single game and won 5 games out of 6. So both the sides have tasted a lot more victories than losing games, but still quarterfinal is a different pressure game altogether. So you can't come with this team is going to have a advantage, and she's making wonders on the middle. Pavitra, a typical left arm pacer. You know, when you speak about left arm pacers, the generation now speaks about Trent Bolt, Mitchell Stark, Shaheen Afridi, and a lot more left arm pacers. But when you deeply look into this aspect, India had produced a couple of left arm pacers, especially for the swing bowling, the similar style of what Pavitra is doing now. A wonderful running between the wickets. With one name to remember, it will be Zahir Khan, Irfan Pathan, of course, someone like RP Singh. They had wonderful shape with the ball. Irfan Pathan's hat-trick is one of the pleasant memories of Indian cricket against Pakistan. And speaking about Pakistan, Wasim Akram is such a great legend of left-arm pace. Typically, left-arm pacers were gaining respect just because of their left-arm paces. But yes, you have to bowl at the right areas. It's always a delight to watch left-handed spinners or left-handed bowlers. They will produce some magic on the field. If they do well, the entire team will do well. So it's mandatory for them, to Pavitra, to do really well in this game. And speaking about the performances of this tournament, for Venkat CC, we'll come back to their batting performances in the next innings. As of now, for Venkat CC with the ball, there were so many good quality performers in this tournament, especially with the way have their bowlers bowled. Not much impactful with the wicket column, but what they were known for is the economy, especially someone like Suji. Suji is such an economical bowler, along with Bopana Hasini. Another wonderful stroke went on to be a dot ball. Interesting battle it is from the left arm pacer and the batter. 7 for no loss, STG. Seven for no loss, STG and MISA. Swagata being a leading run scorer for STG in this tournament. She, along with other contributing cricketers, for instance, if you could deeply speak about STG's performances, it's a contributive effort. You can't take just one single name. Sivapriya have did really well in this tournament. They were good at bowling. That's what something they're known for. Anam Rana is such an impactful cricketer for Venkat Cricket Academy. Like for STG, it's Andrita who does multitasking for the side. With these top names getting into this battle, we could see a lot more explosions in this game. That's a wonderful catch taken through the covers. We've been speaking about Swagata's batting potential, but unfortunately this time it's not working as of expected. Look at that. Easy one for the fielder to restrict the batter. As Swagata walks back to the pavilion for 5 runs, it's 7 for 1. STG and MIS A. Just before the beginning of this over, we spoke about the bowling capability of Bopana Hasini. She's one among the top wicket takers of Venkat Cricket Academy, and she's proving that again and again. In fact, she's among the leading wicket takers for Venkat Cricket Academy and dismissing one of the key batters of STG, Swagata, leading run scorer for STG. Couldn't make much impact in this quarter-final number 2. And you know what's most horrifying is it is 11:30 a.m. in the morning at a mid-hot conditions in the April. You have to play the game of cricket. Imagine the kind of heat that you will face. And what guides these cricketers to play the game of cricket? That's something called passion. Passion and joy for the game. And that's the reason why they are enjoying this battle despite of the heat and hot humidity, whatever. Once they get back to their homes, they will recover themselves by taking ice baths or warm baths, getting hydrated properly. That's the only thing they should carry while playing the game of cricket. A lot more water and fresh juices and fruits could control that dehydration. Continues to bowl Bopana Hasani. Another wonderful shape holder, and I enjoy this battle of cheers from Venkat Cricket Academy. That is something very much important. We've been speaking about this heat factor, right? If it is much hot here, imagine someone like Bopana Hasani or whatever the bowler, they'll feel that heat, they'll feel that intensity. At some point of time, they'll feel like quitting the effort that they are looking for. They will try to take ordinary effort, they will try to take reluctant effort just because of the heat. But what inspires them or what motivates them is the wicketkeeper behind the stumps kept on speaking to the bowler. The fielders within the 30-yard circle keep on encouraging the bowler. Those words and cheers will boost her energy, and she will continue to bowl with a similar kind of intensity. That matters a lot. Kirtana, the new batter, in at number 3. Another wonderful delivery. She's using that green grass in that condition. This time through the covers, catches the call. Almost a chance to dismiss the batter. A risky single for Kirtana to get off the mark. Just single run coming off this over, not much impactful so far. The power play has been powerfully dominated by Bopana Hasani, with the way how she dismissed Swagata to the way how he controlled Kirtana. Now Priyadarshini need to face the first ball against Bopana Hasani. And the match is being broadcasted by all sports broadcasters, as you could see that right hand top logo. Good work by opening the pace of the bat for an outswinger and creating an opportunity to rotate the strike. 9 for 1 STG. 9 for 1 as the left arm pacer continues the ball. Went on to be a legal delivery. On-field umpires Kishore and Mani were the on-field umpires. Experienced campaigners. I think Pavitra is having a wonderful shape with the way how she releases the ball, because the length doesn't change. It's all about the line that she's variating, and that's why those extras were going and those boundaries were going. Look at that. If she bowls at the right areas, that may be a strong shout, but you can't cheat Mr. Kishore. He'll be very conscious in his decisions. That's moving way from the leg stump. In fact, it's pitching away from the leg stump. And I could see here these words, Varudhu, Varudhu, wicket, Varudhu, from the wicket keeper and the other fielders. They will keep on cheering Pavitra that the wicket is on its way if you bowl at the right areas. This is right length to bowl on, but Kirtana is having, in fact Priyadarshini is having a different answer altogether. What to do with this? What to do with this? As this went for the boundary. I thought this is a good length delivery. Of course the length was quite closer to the batter. That's the reason why she went for the cover drive. But apart from that, this is such a wonderful effort from Pavitra. I think she found the line now. Now she have to alter the length. The same line with a length that should be adjusted at the good length area just behind the place where she pitched the ball. We'll find her a different result altogether. Those LBWs, those clean bowls by left arm pacers, that should be followed. And that's not the right way to play on. This is such a wonderful delivery, because initially while watching the ball I thought it should be pushed into the front foot, but Priyadarshini thought that this could be treated with the back foot. But what's most important is both the foots were not applicable for this delivery. She bowled at the right area, and that's what the team is expecting from Pavitra. Another wonderful stroke making. This time no chance of that going for the single. Good stop at the covers. This is such a wonderful venue to watch the game of cricket. Iconic place. Not much historic, but this venue is hosting regular crickets, corporate crickets, professional crickets, league matches. The speciality of this ground is the pitch condition, the way how the pitch is being made. It's no less to the professional cricket ground. The only problem here is there is no much dugouts for the viewers. In fact, pavilion for the viewers. In case if they add a lot more galleries and pavilions in the future, then STAG is going to be one of the most important venues to play the game of cricket, even in the TNPL standards, because pitch condition is having such a kind of quality, and you could see the outfield covered by green grasses. This is wonderful shot to watch. What a shot it is from Priyadarshini. Just went on to the back foot. This time got the connection better. Cut the ball at the right time, as late as possible. Look at that. Look at that punishment. As a grounded stroke, that matters a lot. And that goes for the boundary. Easy one for Priyadarshini to end this over. 18 for 1 after 3 overs. STG. Bopana Hasani back into the attack. If anything goes wrong in the match, I'm there to recover things under your control, Venkat CA. I think that's what running on the thoughts of the fans of Bopana Hasani. She was such a solid commodity. You know, when you have a lot more responsibility, it's very hard to perform. You can see someone like Jasprit Bumrah is performing really well, but the expectation on him is way too higher. Like with Bopana Hasini, there'll be a lot of expectations on Bopana Hasini to give that breakthrough that they're looking for. Priyadashni is looking in good touch with the bat. Just looking at the journey of Venkat Cricket Academy, how they started this tournament, how they travel in this tournament. Chasing has been quite comfortable for them ever since the beginning of this tournament. The travels a bit way. Will be finding the fielder at the deep. That's how it went. They won the game by chasing. While batting first, they didn't saw the results as of expected. That's quite interesting to watch out for, with the way how they approach this tournament. Even while batting first, they have showed some quality. But putting all these things together, another wonderful shot, proper placement. And that is what a save. What a save it is. She's saving a couple of runs for her side. And that effort should be appreciated. Half opened through the covers. And this is the moment we are speaking about. Such a wonderful performance. Good commitment. Imagine again I'm repeating the same stuff. It's 11:40 a.m. and look at the commitment of these cricketers. This is Chennai for you. This is Indian cricket. The way how it's been created, the way how it's going on as of now. Most of the victories for Venkat Cricket Academy came by batting first. They were known for batting first. The only game when they batted second has been in their winning favor, so that kind of helps them. But this time it was STG who won the toss. They had decided to bat first. Should have been taken. Not much committed effort from the fielder. That saves the dismissal. And we've been speaking about the journey of the teams, right? And continuing with what we're speaking about, STG have played one of the first games in this tournament at the same venue against ABDUL MALIK Cricket Academy, in which they have lost the first game by batting second. Following that, STG got an opportunity to play their second match at white jersey ground. Strong shout, and no chance of that being a dismissal. End of this over. That's 4 overs, 23 for 1. One more to go. Pardon me for this misleading information. Speaking about the journey of STG, they batted second for most of the times. Lost the first game, won the second game. Even while batting first, they have some good experience. Now this brings us to the end of this over. 4 overs, 24 for 1. Suji, the new bowler, another interesting candidate, one of the key players of Venkat Cricket Academy. And a spin bowler. Look at the flight, inviting her for the cover drive. Not having a slip fielder, it was a short third man, backward point, cover point, extra covers, and mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, deep sky leg fielder. and that is a deep mid-wicket fielder. So she can confidently bowl at the stump line, just making sure that she's not leaving way for the batter to go at the fine leg regions. There are a lot of spots for the fine leg regions to score runs on the board, paddle sweeps, sweep shots that should be avoided. Speaking about the journey of STG, was not much impactful in terms of scoring huge runs on the board, but they know the winning formula that matters a lot. Even while batting first, they have a wonderful track record in this tournament. They are comfortably winning even by defending a total of hundreds and 110s. So sometimes with the kind of quality that they're having with the ball, they can score hundreds and 120s at the end of 20 overs. But looking at the kind of opposition you're facing, they are the table toppers of Group B. Good save at the mid-off region. So being a table topper, Venkat Cricket Academy will be having different style of batting approach altogether. To consolidate that, to fight against such a kind of batting order, you need to have something in front of you. You need to have good total in front of you to fight against such a kind of solid bowling performances. In fact, solid batting performances. Continues to bowl Suji, just single run in this over so far. Kirtana on strike. Will be just a single. With one more to in this over. Just single run coming off this over. Both Priyadashni and Kirtana were taking their own time in the middle, with Priyadashni scoring runs on the board in a regular interval of time. With the last ball to end this over. Right, dot ball to end this over. 25 for 1. STG 25 for 1 after 5 overs. This has been a subtle power play for both the sides, with a breakthrough for Venkat Cricket Academy, and STG were scoring runs in the regular interval of time. Not much impactful scores, but yes, the wicket column looks a bit of confident for STG. They can recover it at any point of time. Hashini, the new bowler. Wonderful shape holded by Hashini, bringing a lot more revolution to the game. But speaking about revolutions, there are so many cricketers who brought a revolution both on the field as well as off the field. You have to break the odds if it is not comfortable for you. You have to cut down those things that's not working well for you. Catches the call and that's dropped. Shea is putting it down. Another opportunity to make it as a run out. Two opportunities were put down by the fielder at mid-off. Could you believe this? As you could see that happening. And this is what something you're speaking about. That's where the drop catch happened. Quite unfortunate for Hashini. And obviously lucky one for Priyadashini. A wonderful delivery. Hashini is revolutioning balls really well. The more revolution happens on the ball, the more spin it does. And that's what's happening here. It's very challenging for the batter to counterattack such a kind of spinners. And this went on to be a lucky single. First run of this over, which brings back Kirtana on strike. 26 for 1. Last ball of this over. Dot ball to end this over. That's the end of power play. 6 overs, 26 for 1. Suji continues to bowl with that flighted delivery. Keertana and Priyadarshini were trying to build this partnership to the next level. As of what we've seen in the previous game, the team batted first, took more time for the second wicket partnership just because they had ensured that they are not losing much wickets in the middle, because they didn't have much longer batting lineup. They had a very long tail. After losing the fourth wicket, they didn't have batters to score runs on the board, and that's why things went wrong for them. Probably STG might be having similar kind of thought process, trying to play it through the covers. Chance for the run out opportunity. Came back Keertana. Misunderstanding between Keertana and Priyadarshini. They have to speak to each other. The call should be perfect, as every wicket is important. Keertana might be playing a good innings. Priyadarshini might be playing a good innings. Push a single here and there. I've seen Keertana batted a couple of months ago. She had a bit of open stance and she was very dominant on the leg side. It seems like now she is working on her batting, trying to change it. Typically she has this habit of using more cross-batted shots and going for boundaries again and again. This is what I've been speaking about. Her potential to play on the leg side, especially the slog sweep at the mid-wicket, not at the square leg region. Sweep in front of the wicket is something That's very easy for Keertana. She's very good at doing that stuff. Dot ball to end this over. That's 27 for 1. Another flighted delivery trying to go over the mid-on fielder, and she was quite successful with that decision. That gets a welcome boundary. STG, it's a much needed boundary for them. From Keith Priyadarshini. Just take back a look at that easy stroke making. And a lot more when needed. I've seen a restless approach from Keertana when I saw her batting a couple of months before. The restless approach, sweep in front of the wicket, so many cross-batted shots to score runs on the board. That's what the kind of approach that she had. It was a 30 overs game anyway. Now I could see a mute Keertana. Probably she's working on certain aspects of her game, and that's why she's taking some more time. Or is it the game plan of her side? I'm not sure. This is quite interesting. Good running between the wickets. Cheeky singles finally, as these two batters were taking that. Now that brings Keertana back on strike. Now I'm waiting for that Keertana special stroke makings. She loves to score boundaries again and again. Those slog sweeps. Outfield supports Keertana really well. When I met her in some other part of the state. She's still having that intent to go for the big shot. I could hear the shouts of the coach and the rest of the players to maintain grounded strokes and singles rather than going for the big shots. Still, she will try to go for the big shots, and that's the nature of Keertana. You know, you can't restrict certain batters from doing certain things. They will somehow find ways to do the things. Another wonderful over. 6 runs coming off it by STG. With one more to complete this over, lost ball from Harshini. Flighted delivery. Single to end this over. It's 34 for 1. $34 for 1. Good swing and got the connection better. But that is the player at the deep. Starts off with a single. She got at the non-strikers and gets back Keetana. Mid-off inside the circle. She's very good at swinging the bat on the leg side. In fact, she's pretty good at that. She loves to do that. And you can't restrict Keetana doing that for a very long time. I think it's a time for Keetana to go for such big shots. She misses out. A missed opportunity from the wicket keeper. She never expected that. You could see the disappointment from Suji's body language. She was expecting that to be a dismissal. Take back a look at that. Steps out and misses the ball completely. And that it could have been taken into control. Disappointed Suji. Deserves to be a wicket taker. Now a lot more sounds for Keetana to control her game. Don't go for big shots. Try to rotate the strike. You're playing very good game. That's the kind of encouragement she's getting. But the ideal result is don't go for the big shot and lose your wicket. That's what they're trying to say by encouraging her. Well, speaking about the mind game in cricket, because encouragements may work well for you, discouragements might down your game. So it's always better to handle sledge properly. That finds the aerial route, three fielders converging together, and that landed safely in a no man's land. Lot of luck for the batter, as that's another poor shot from Priyadashini. But eventually she got things under control when it landed at the no man's area. Keetana on strike. This time got the connection better, the shot that they're looking for. And this is Keetana special for you. First boundary for Keetana. This is this girl's special. Look at that. Look at the bat swing. Immediately after hitting the ball, she got that boundary. It's a flat stroke making. Now things were getting better as this becomes a 7-run over with one more to complete this one. No doubt Keetana will try going for the same shot again. Good thing is she's playing flat and she's picking the gaps properly. Look at that pose. Look at that pose. It shows the kind of confidence that she's having with her game. With one more to end this over. Last ball. Suji to Keetana. Good to see with the way how Keetana is not getting carried away with that boundary. 9 overs, 41 for 1. Catches the call. This time it's taken. Look at the celebration. Look at the celebration. That's a wonderful catch taken. And that brings the story of the batter. Priyadashini is walking back to the pavilion for 24 runs. That's 41 for 2 STG. Just taking back a look at that previous dismissal. She wanted to go through the covers. That's such a wonderful catch and celebration. They're enjoying their own brand of cricket. 41 for 2 STG. In fact, 41. And there is a hydration break in the middle. Starts off with a gentle push. Will be going for the single. Easy one for them. Hashini continues to bowl. Amrita SK, the new batter. Andrita SK, in fact. She's one of the top quality players. She's one of the most valuable players of this tournament. Not just for STG. An all-round commodity. Andrita SK will create a lot more impact. Had created a lot more impact so far. So there are expectations on her to take things forward for the next 10 overs. Continues to bowl Hashini. She's a genuine bottom hand player, Kirtana. Whatever she's trying, it's completely with the bottom hand. Even that cover drive going through the long on region. Maybe that's her natural strength. Typically, every time she sees spinners, she's trying to take control against the spinners. It's very hard to restrict Kirtana for a very long time. Maybe for the 10 deliveries, for the 15 deliveries. But after a point of time, she'll start to explode. That's a natural game. A strong shout and the fingers goes up. Surprising to watch Udfa. Without having much confusions. On-field umpire Mani raises his fingers. Not sure what happened in the middle. We couldn't get conclusive clip of that. But yes, he's going with the dismissal. Anyway, Andrita SK, a big fish is gone. She couldn't make much impact in this game. The quarter-final against Venkat Cricket Academy. A much high-intensity game. And she couldn't be able to much impact in this game. 43 for 3 now, STG. Dashini, the new batter, in at number 5 for STG, to accompany Kirtana to make this partnership to the next level. The day before today, 24 April, Sachin Tendulkar's birthday, the god of cricket, the man who had been the ambassador of the game for 2 decades. Starts off with the dot ball. 43 for 3, STG. Joshna, the new bowler. Extra bounce. I love this. I love this approach. This is what I've been looking for. A couple of bowlers sometimes tested the green grass. Why can't you test that green grass? It is having something for the fast bowlers. I don't say it will deceive the batters or it will get automatic wickets. but it will pressurize the batters. That extra bounce will somewhere help the fast bowlers if you place the fielders at the right areas. Come on, gentlemen, use that green grass and create some impact in this game. In fact, gentlewomen, Joshna continues the bowl. This is a gentle invitation for the cover drive. Come on, go for the cover drive. But this is not a gift from Joshna. This is a proper trap. She's just creating the temptations out of Kirtana. She knows that Kirtana is a busy cricketer. And if Kirtana throws her bat, there were fielders waiting to grab that catch. And speaking about the unorthodox cricketing strokes that needs to be played in the format, the biggest pressure for the growing cricketers is everyone wants to be a successful cricketer. To become a successful cricketer, certain safety measures needs to be done. For instance, while growing in your academy days or league cricket days, you have to focus on scoring centuries and picking a lot more wickets rather than focusing on the impact, because it's not going to be broadcasted for a very huge audience. The distribution will be very low. So it's about the number game. Maybe that's the problem why most of the cricketers are following the conventional way. Imagine if there is a situation for a batter to play a cameo. Who will play that cameo? In case if Kirtana scores a 50 in this game, but Dashini will be scoring with 20 ball 35 runs, who will get that image? It will be Kirtana, right? So nobody will sacrifice their career for such a kind of impacts. That's the biggest pressure. To make it valid, the validation of approaching a game should be changed. Every cricketer shouldn't be approached with the same plate. Some cricketers were known for creating cameos, some cricketers were known for scoring big sixers, as these were having a lot more values in the modern day cricket. As T20 cricket evolves, IPL standards were demanding a lot more impactful creators for those 10 to 15 balls and 30 runs on the board. So if opportunity opens for such a kind of category cricketers, then the chances of them becoming cricketers will be very high. The varieties will be very high to watch out for. Let's speak about that in the next over. 11 overs, 46 for 3. Eleven overs, 46 for 3. STG. Seems like they're losing their way in the middle in terms of run rate. That's because of those early wickets. Those couple of wickets have fallen in a regular interval of time. Varshini, the new bowler, that's going to give you two approaches, with one being the new bowler creating a lot more impact, or with the new bowler new to the crease and you can take on the new bowler. There is a bit of pressure on STG to score runs on the board. If I'm not wrong, they will try scoring runs on the board in this over. Try scoring runs on the board. I would like to make it a bold sentence. They may try scoring a lot of runs in this over against Varshini. As the field positionings were being made, shot third man, backward point, cover point, mid off, inside the circle. There is a sweeper cover fielder standing at the deep. Long on, deep mid wicket fielder standing inside the circle, and there is a deep square leg fielder. As of this formula, you could see 5 fielders standing inside the 30-yard circle, 3 deep fielders on the leg side and 1 deep fielder sweeper cover on the offside. Varshini to bowl her first ball. Not something as of expected. Starts off with the white ball. A flighted delivery, no ball offered by the on-field umpire. Money, the on-field umpire, it seems. Now that follows free hit for Keetana. She's listening to the instructions of her coach. Even the coach might be speaking about improvising the run rate at this point of time. Also, they got a free hit to hit boundary. This is not advisable. Another no ball, back-to-back no balls from Varshini. Sometimes overdoing things or, trying new things won't work for the bowlers, even for the batters. You have to prepare to the conditions regularly. Now there is a clue here for Ketana that Varshini is going to bowl on ball. (49 for 3). Ketana on strike, Varshini with the ball. Will be a wide ball. Pressure on the bowler. That's what something you could say. Just pushing all of them under pressure. Free hit continues after a couple of deliveries. This is wonderful comeback from Varshini. Not enough damage is done against Varshini as she recovered from that mistake. Now this adds a lot more pressure to Ketana, as Ketana couldn't connect the ball well. Ketana couldn't score much boundaries. There are a lot of restrictions from the dugout. Sometimes it's very hard for you to follow all the instructions given by the coach while you're playing the game of cricket. But that's why the term called discipline works. You can't do whatever you wanted to do. You should do certain things in a certain way. And that's why coaches were pushing the players to do certain things in a certain way. Which brings Dashni. This time the bails were flying off. No chance for the batters. Varshini got her first wicket. Not an easy one. She somehow turned the ball really well. Look at that. As you could see, that bails were flying off. Disappointed batter walking back to the pavilion. And that's 51 for 4. (51 for 4). Prachi, the new batter. A left-handed batter in at number 6. Interesting over it is. Went on to be wide ball, no ball, wide ball. Survived the free hit. A single and a wicket. Now continues with the wide ball. Is it shifting the focus of the batter? just to simply focus the same bowler again and again. Strong shouts again. No signs of the wicketkeeper raising his fingers up. There's a wonderful running between the wickets. 2 more to end this over from Varshini. No ball again. As it pitches twice, it seems, or is it pitching away from the wicket? Lot more chance for Keetana to explore some runs in the board. She's not finding it easy today. Of course, it happens to every cricketer. But she have to find something out of it. She has to move the scoreboard, keep on moving. Instant single attempt and good running between the wickets. That fetches a couple of runs on this board. Now Prachi has to take the strike. She's yet to get off the mark. 11.5 overs, 55 for 4. With lost ball. Another wonderful placement. That is a player at the deep. Just a single to end this over. That's 56 for 4. Joshna continues to bowl. The thickish outside edge picks the gap. Proper placement coming on to play. Fortunate enough to get that boundary. First boundary here for Prachi against such a solid bowler. Look at that. Bit of thickish outside edge, but she's opening the pace of the bat. Value added boundary here, and a much needed boundary for STG at this point of time, as they were marching towards a better total at the end of 20 overs. Both Prachi and Keetana has been fighting for a very long time. She's not connecting the ball well. She's not meeting the ball better. As of now, this is not her day. Probably that could change in the middle of the innings. 60 for 4. Wonderful shape holded by Joshna. Swings and misses out. Such a smooth run up from Joshna. Spectacular to watch out for. I'm enjoying this brand of bowling. And a strong shout as the on-field umpire. Look at the wicketkeeper. She's asking for a review. Unfortunately, it's impossible here. We've been speaking about the run-up of Joshna. Such a wonderful bowling style and a smooth release. Delightful, delightful this is. And she's having a wicketkeeper behind the stumps, not way far from the stumps. That may be reason for that, because if a batter is very good in front foot, you can eventually stop him by making your wicketkeeper stand behind the batter. These are the small tactics that you have to follow to restrict the opposition from scoring the runs. Continue to bowl Joshna. Will be just a wide ball. Still I could hear the same energy and cheers going on the field. The Venkat Cricket Academy cricket players were having such a wonderful energy that's been transforming throughout the first innings, despite of what happened in the batting lineup. Inspiring to watch out for with the way how they're cheering their own sides. And she's desperately attacking the stumps. I need my wicket number 1. To Prachi. Just 5 runs coming off this over so far. With 1 more to complete this over. Prachi on strike. Joshna to bowl the last over. Swings and almost dropped. Should have been taken. And this adds a couple of runs on the board. Something that should never be done. Couple of runs. Look at that. And there it all started for them to go for the next run. 63 for 4. Proper timing coming on to play. Ronin Radhika, the new bowler, introduced for the death overs, it seems. If she continues to bowl, she'll be bowling 14, 16, 18 and 20. Prachi on strike, 64 for 4. STG. Not something they would have expected at the initial phase of the innings. Things didn't go as expected for them. Continues to bowl Ronin Radhika. Pushes singles here and there, as we could speak a lot about the way how the cricket is growing. Physically challenged cricket is growing, blind cricket is growing. It's not just about the mainstream cricket, everything is becoming mainstream here. And the route for that is, of course, the growth of women's cricket. Post 2016 and 17, there are a lot of fans for women's cricketers, and that opens a lot more gates and opportunities for them to perform. And TNCA have produced a lot more quality women's cricketers, and they are all one among them for their respected cricket academies with the way how they performed. Ronin Radhika, Prachi, Keertana, all of the cricketers, they should try improving their games, and they should be having this gratification on whatever they got. Run out opportunity. Another good running between the wicket. STG and MISA. Such a wonderful partnership. 67 for 4. With Keetana back on strike. Can we see some Keetana special? She's been restricted by her teammates for a very long time. Now finds the aerial route, but couldn't make much bigger connection out of it. Will be just a single. And pushing hard for the second run. Miscommunication. Things were quite ordinary. This has been a busy over as of now. As the final discussions were going on. $69 for 4 with one more to go. Ronin Radhika is getting herself perfectly. Dot ball in this over. 14 over 69 for 4. Single is the call. Just getting that single, Prachi. Joshna continues to bowl. Still no wickets for the bowler, but she's having such a wonderful shape with the ball. The way how she runs to, the way how she releases the ball. She's such a gem to watch out for. Still there are a lot of sounds on cheers, come on, etc like that. This is the team you want to play. The kind of encouragement that they're creating on the field, the positive energy that they're throwing on the field. As this you could see, this venue, a wonderful ground to play the game of cricket. I've seen a lot more matches happen here. I've played a couple of crickets here, but I've seen a lot more matches to be played here. From the days of my performance to the way how it transformed over a point of time. $71 for 4. Just a single. And we're speaking about the Chennai cricket grounds, they've been typically react similar to what it used to be in Chepak. Most of the grounds, some grounds may react to the fast bowlers too. But for instance, if we take two different cities, with one being Wankhede Stadium at Mumbai and the other being Chepak at Chennai, there are a lot of similarities between these two cities. We'll come back to that later, but now it goes for the boundary. A lucky boundary here for the batting side as STG got One that they have been waiting for a very long time. A thickish outside edge and gets things under control. Goes for the boundary. We've been speaking about the cultural differences, the style of difference that the Chennai and Mumbai grounds were having. Chepauk and, of course, obviously, Wankhede Stadium. In Wankhede, it's red soil wicket. Before that, it's near the sea. The sea breeze will be there. Hot city. Similarly, Chennai is a hot city. The stadium is near the sea breeze. These are all the similarities. Catch is the call, as that finds the no man's land. But when I'm speaking about the pitch conditions, the difference that Chennai and Mumbai has is Mumbai is having red soil wickets. They were very flat. The grounds were very small. So 6 hittings were very easy. Only the fast bowlers will get something out of it in the initial phase of the innings. But whereas when it takes something like Chepauk, it's a slow ground, slow wicket, very long ground. You can't go for easy stroke makings. And that makes this venue to be its own style of uniqueness. With one more to end this over, this went on to be a bit of expensive over, and it continues to be very honest. 8 runs coming off it. In fact, 11 runs coming off it. With one more to end this over, Joshna. One more goes for the wide. Should continue to bowl. Another wide ball. Pressure on the bowler as she continues to bowl a lot more deliveries, including those wides and extras. Someone needs to speak to the bowler. Someone needs to share some time with the bowler. Probably she should take some deep breath before bowling the next delivery. Continues to bowl Joshna. This time it's clear-cut delivery of attempting an Yorker, which went on to be just a single to end this over. That's 30 runs partnership between Keerthana and Prachi. Most of them coming as extras. 81 for 4 after 15 overs. In fact, she's still have something to do. Seems like now this reaches the climax point, and now there is a hydration break in the middle. 15 overs, 81 for 4. With Prachi and Kirtana were in the revival process. Almost got opportunity to sweep the ball. Couldn't get much connection out of it. She's losing things. The energy matters a lot at this point of time. And to play in hot conditions in the heat, that's one of those reasons why many cricketers of India are not being produced from this region as the fast bowlers. Why they're always harvesting fast bowlers from the most coldest areas? There is reason. In those areas, if a cricketer plays in that weather, he will bowl extra 10 to 20 overs in the Test cricket, in the Ranji Trophy for instance. But whereas the one fast bowler who bowls at Chennai couldn't make much of it as because of the kind of heat that he is having. So within our country, the opportunities are varying with the wind factor, weather factor, temperature factor, the kind of city that you are in. A lot more things needs to be discussed. It's not equal to all the citizens of the country, especially when it comes to natural reactions. The wonderful delivery. Ronin Radhika continues to bowl. Five fielders were standing on the offside to Prachi within the 30-yard circle. Almost all the fielders were standing within the 30-yard circle. And that forces Prachi to go for that big shot. Got the better connection and scores the boundary, which nobody have expected, including Ronin Radhika. Just take back a look at that. This shot, and no player was standing at the deep. All of them were standing within the 30-yard circle, and she earned the boundary. Now there has been a bit of adjustments on the field. There is a long on, there is a deep mid wicket inside the circle, there is a short square leg fielder, and she bowls an offside wide. And that's why the understanding of field positioning matters a lot. You have protection in all the areas, not at the long off, only at the long on. Then invite the batter to go in those regions. Just pushing those singles comfortably. Couple of runs on the board. So many extras in this over, in this innings, throughout this innings from Venkat Cricket Academy. They have to recover themselves from those extras. They could have restricted them by not scoring 100 if they didn't bowl much extras in the middle. That's the difference here. Last ball of this over, Ronin Radhika. Bit of expensive over this has been. With this being the single to end this over, that's 92 for 4. Suji back into the attack. One of the solid performers of the side. She's among the top wicket takers. Starts off with a single. Suji just conceded 10 runs so far in this innings by bowling 3.1 overs. The economy matters a lot in terms of Suji's bowling. It's about the demand of particular bowler, right? That's the biggest strength of T20 cricket. It's not just always about the wicket column. It's about the kind of impact that you're creating on the game. If you could be going for the second run, this should be restricted from them. Leaking runs here and there at the end phase of the innings. Venkat Cricket Academy. Steps out and takes it as a full toss. Proper placement. Was a good save at the deep. Wonderful running between the wickets. Another couple of runs on the board. And speaking about the impact values, some bowlers might create impact by bowling a lot more dot balls, and some bowlers create impact by picking a lot more wickets. So it's up to the decision of that bowler, and it's up to the demand that that particular bowler has. And that way Suji is pretty much economical today, and she's taking things under control. Again steps out, and this time she is missing her length. And a long fought innings from Kirtana, a very dry, dehydrated innings. She's fighting really hard but couldn't be able to create much impact. Walking back to the pavilion. Look at that, stepped out and missed it completely. For a moment thought that she's throwing her wicket, but come on, she's batting for a very long time. It's very hard for a cricketer. 97 for 5. .97 for 5. Odisha, the new batter, in at number 7 for STG. Just 5 runs coming off this over. This has been quite good controlled over from Suji, with one more to end her spell. Dot ball to end this over. 17 overs, 97 for 5. Hashini back into the attack. 2 wickets and 10 runs conceded so far in this innings. Hashini has been one of the pick of the bowlers so far, and she's taking things under control. Just a single over there. Marching towards a triple digit mark would be psychologically impactful number, and that's the biggest difference between 99 and 100. That has a lot more value to the game. Adjusting the fielders according to they having a sweeper cover at the deep mid off inside the circle, and she was trying to attack at the mid off region, couldn't make much impact out of it. Hashin is such a wonderful bowler. You can't take much risk against such a kind of bowlers. She's taking things under control. Since this being a left-right combination between Udishar and Prachi, they have to place the fielders according to. Now for Prachi, a left-handed batter, short third man, backward point, sweeper cover, extra covers, long off was there, and mid-on inside the circle. Surprising. She's reacting to the turn of the ball, it seems, and run-out opportunity. It's quite closer. Speaking about the turning value, since she being the off-spinner, if that's a signal, she couldn't make much impact out of it. For instance, she's having mid-on inside the circle as she's an off-spinner for Prachi, so the ball will turn away from Prachi. Trying to go for the big shot, and that finds the fielder's hands as the batter Corey coming to an end. She tried hard but couldn't make it to the next level. Another batter gone. Just taking back a look at that previous dismissal. A wonderful flighted delivery. Hashini gets her third wicket. And look at that smile. Just keeping things simple. 100 it is for 6 wickets as Udishar gets back to the pavilion. Some final adjustments were going on with the scoreboard. Dania, the new batter. 98 for 6 after 18. Hashini completed her spell as 3 for 11. Bopana Hashini back into the attack. 2 overs, 1 for 7. Will be bowling only 1 over today, as this being the 19th over. Starts off with a wonderful wide yorker as the wicketkeeper looks quite smarter. She's standing just behind the stumps by ensuring that Prachi is not leaving out the crease. This actually restricts the batters from doing certain creativities. They can't step out as there is a wicketkeeper standing behind the stumps for fast bowler. And that's where the real challenge waits for the batters. Another opportunity, good running between the wickets. That brings back Danya on strike. Tries to go at the mid-off region. Couldn't make much impact out of it, as there wasn't much more over there. And that brings us them to the triple digit mark, 100 for 6 STG. Wonderful effort at the mid-off region, not leaving much runs on the board, but these overthrows will never be appreciated, and you are losing a lot more runs in the middle. 2 runs, which supposed to be a dot ball, and that's why the runs were being stealed. The triple digit mark, which is going to give a lot more confidence for STG at this point of time. Looks quite better. Projected score shows 109. They could go more than that. 22 of 23 Prachi and Danya, 1 of 3 balls. Now on strike Prachi, facing Bopana Hasini, one of the strong bowlers of Venkat CC. Will be just a single with 1 more to end this over. 5 runs coming off this. Could be a good over for the bowling side, not conceding much with the boundaries. And no extras in this over, that's the most important thing. As the final adjustments of the fielders were going on for the right-handed batter Danya, who got off the mark in the second ball of this over with that single, in fact third ball of this over. 103 for 6. Lost ball for Bopana Hasini today. Got the Benet connection, that beats the fielder at the mid-on and will be travelling a long way for the boundary. A welcome boundary. Just now we've been speaking about no boundary scored in this over, and all of a sudden it came. It beats that mid-off fielder comfortably and raises over the boundary ropes to go for the boundary. And that's 107 for 6. .107 for 6 STG with the last over, and Imrana, a new bowler for the last over, quite surprising, and that went on to be a productive over, with that being a run base. Couple of runs on the board, good running between the wickets. Whatever you're scoring, try to score more runs on the board, as this last over is gonna decide what's going to be the target for Venkat Cricket Academy. STG won the toss. They had decided to bat first. I'm not sure whether they are satisfied with this or not. Looks like a good number at this point of time. Oh, it's just a simple bowling. She's inviting them to go for the boundary. Fortunately, there is a fielder at the deep. But this is not the right way to bowl at the death overs. She's just simply throwing the ball and it just goes to the deep. And Imrana continues to bowl. You know, for a new bowler to begin the over with the very last over, it's very challenging for them. But sometimes it works. But before that, the skipper should have given at least the over to the bowler, then to make sure about the confident factors, and then they could go for the bowler. But as of now, it's quite good. 5 runs coming off 3 balls, with 3 more to go. Danya on strike. Prachi have done a wonderful job in the middle. She came in a most pressure situation and took the team under out of pressure. 26 of 27 balls. Steps out and got the connection, but will be just a single. 2 more to end this over. And Imrana is taking things under control. 113 for 6. The current run rate is 5.75. As you know, 120 will be a benchmark total at this point of time, because if you score 120 or more, then yes, you have something to fight on. You have reasonably something to fight on. This style of release is surprising to watch out far from. And Imrana, just simple release, not much push in the body. Quite control over so far. It just pushes. 7 runs coming off this over with 1 more to go. 114 for 6. STG. Last ball of the first innings with Danya on strike. A flighter delivery. Couldn't get much connection, but that's a toppage. Adds a lot more value, and that's not going for the boundary anyway. We'll be fetching a couple of runs on the board, going for the 3rd run. And we're very successful with that 3rd run. Look at that. This is what happened in that delivery. Good awareness from the wicketkeeper. She tried her best, but couldn't take things under control. That brings us to the end of the 20th over. It's 117 for 6 at the end of first innings. 118 will be the target here for Venkat Cricket Academy to win the game. And that's the second innings here. Starting off with the run flows on the board. That's a quite good save at the deep. And things were taken under control. Good start to the first over from Venkat Cricket Academy. Just look at the way how they chased down the ball. And good work at the deep by two fielders. And that's why it's called as teamwork. Good start to the over. Positive batting display. 118 the target here. With Prachi, the left arm pacer, who batted really well in the first innings along with Keetana. Now she's with the ball to contribute something to her side. With Anam Rana and Hashini being the openers. Hashini was one among the wicket takers, top wicket takers she is. Now she is with the bat to contribute her side to win the game. 118 would be a challenging total in terms of the kind of venue that you're playing, the kind of wicket conditions. We've seen a challenging game in the first innings. So both the sides were having equal opportunities. As the fingers goes up, you could see that immediate reaction from the on-field umpire. Prachi brings up the breakthrough. Hashini couldn't make much impact with the bat as she is disappointed and walking back to the pavilion. This is what exactly happened. She was expecting that to be a slight bit of incoming delivery, but that went away from the batter. And that's the wicket number 1. 2 for 1, Venkat Cricket Academy. Two for 1. Yarni, the new batter, in at number 3, looks energetic. She's running to the crease. Lot more to be done. A big duty. This is an opportunity for the young cricketers because you're having 116 runs needs to be scored in front of you. And you can easily score a half century. That you can sleep peacefully tonight, because if you score runs, then you can sleep peacefully. That's how the mentality of a cricketer works, that everyone knows. And she's holding the shape really well, Prachi. She's having two-way variations like of a typical left-arm pacer. It may look like an incoming delivery. Sometimes it might be an incoming delivery too. But you have to be very careful for that which goes without swinging on, without any movement with the ball, probably going away from the batter. So the batters must be very careful for that kind of deliveries. Prachi is focusing on such kind of deliveries. This is quite good. High elbow, playing as late as possible, closer to the ball. And that's how things works. Well, for Prachi, they're having a deep fine leg on the third man fielder. The rest of them are standing inside the circle. If I'm the skipper, I would have gone with a slip fielder by inviting Yarni to go for the cover drive, as STG were having a mere advantage in this point of time. Another wonderful delivery to end this over. 2 for 1, Venkat Cricket Academy. 2 for 1. Venkat Cricket Academy with Anam Rana to face her first ball. Udisha, the new bowler, straight away trying to attack the stumps. And that's how the bowlers should be well aware of their field positioning and the way where they're going to target. Most of the bowlers will have this formula of approaching the stump to stump deliveries. Just because of one reason, you fail, you miss, I hit kind of approach. So they will wait for the batter to make any mistake. There is a complete cover of grass. She's trying something cheeky. And Rana is making some unusual stuff to get things under control. Now that's a wonderful save at the deep fine leg. It seems like Keetana it is. Wonderful effort at the deep. Just take back a look at this. Never expected this will happen. And then this twist of her chasing down the ball. What a wonderful save. That has been a wonderful save from Keetana. Gets off the mark and Rana with that. Yarni on strike. Good shape holded by Yarni. And she is flicking it at the gap as the ball travels a long way to get a couple of runs on the board. I really love the way how Yarni is setting up her base. She got off the mark with those two. Leaning forward, that matters a lot for a batter. She's leaning forward. You could see that with her back lift, which is exactly facing the wicket keeper. Just because she's leaning forward as the back lift looks vertical. Look at that. So that she could take control of the ball as early as possible, especially against the fast bowlers. And there were a lot of cheers for Venkat Cricket Academy at the dugout. Even on the field they were encouraging each other, and that's one of those reasons why that bowlers got motivated regularly. Now that should be done by STG too, as Udisha continues to bowl. She's targeting the area again and again. I love this mode of cricket because this is what the modern day cricket is all about. Of course, it's out of your discipline zone, it's out of the grammar, it's out of the way how cricket taught to be played. But yes, if a player finds ways to score runs, if she's not failing, then yes, you can't neglect that idea. Now she is finding runs in the fine leg region. Would be positive intent for them. Attempted Yorker. It couldn't hit the stumps over there. End of 2 overs, 7 for 1, Venkat Cricket Academy. As I could clearly hear those sounds. Come on, Prachi, another good over. Come on, that's what the sounds reverberating around the ground. As you know that the girl who bowled wonderful first over continues to bowl. Prachi, the left-arm pacer. Catch is the call. Put it down. Not an easy one, but yes, she tried her best. Another wonderful effort through the covers. Just take back a look at that. Not an easy one in my point of view, but yes, should have been taken. Will be another wicket for Pranchi. And that's why we have to come back into the game, because a low target defending or considerably a low target defending, you have to be very conscious on the field. You should block those runs on the board. You should not give them freedom to score runs on the board. You should cut those ones into dot balls, twos into ones. That's how these kind of targets will be defended. Especially wicket column matters a lot. Look at that. Look at that. It's holding on a bit and going straight to the wicket keeper. You can't expect the ball to come inside the batter every single time. You have to keenly observe the seam position. Some loose releases sometimes won't give much movement to the ball. Prachi is playing mind games, it seems. Now this is the confusion for the batter. Now we can get to see the batting view of Yarni. The forward press shoulders. But she's, look at that. This is what I've been speaking about. And this is going away from the batter. Really enjoying this stuff from Prachi. A common composed walk. Look at that. The way how she walks back. She's thinking what Yarni might be thinking now. Because Anamrana is having different style of game altogether. But what should we bowl now? Will she go with that incoming delivery? Or is it going to be the next outgoing delivery which happened for the past couple of deliveries? Change of pace. Change of pace from Prachi, but that has been read well by Yarni. And that's a wonderful stroke making. Good stop at the deep. Good cricket all run overall. A lot to look at. A lot to look at that. Look at the chase. Look at the chase. She ran. She stopped. Gotta look close at that. And that's why they've been asking it for the boundary call. While holding on the ball. Good stroke making. Couple of runs on the board. I think it's an intellectual ideology of bowling the slower deliveries. But what matters a lot is you shouldn't alter your lengths. As Prachi gave a fuller length delivery while bowling that slower one. Now Yarni will be well aware of the slower run. That's a third option. Incoming delivery, a straight outgoing delivery, or it's going to be a slower delivery. You have to be prepared for 3 different style of actions from Prachi. Oh my god. Another wonderful delivery using the green grass. And that green grass is producing extra bounce. Pace bowlers, quick bowlers, bowlers like Shardul Thakur will enjoy this surface. As this offers a lot for the mid-wicket. Back off length deliveries for the fast bowlers who are hit-the-deck bowlers. Another wonderful over coming to an end. Just 3 runs off it. 10 for 1 Venkat Cricket Academy. Ten for 1. A change in the bowler. New bowler. Dashni with the ball. Interesting to see with the way bowling changes are happening early in the phase of the innings. That picks the gap. Goes for the boundary. Easy one for Anamrana. She's different, yet she's more productive with the way how she scores runs on the board. That's a lot more value for Venkat Cricket Academy. Now they have to work on their field positionings. Some final adjustments were going on in the middle. Just trying to take things under control. Small hydration break is going on in the middle, it seems. For 1. Started off with boundaries, Dashini. Well, speaking about the bowling changes, many skippers were having different style of approaches altogether. We've seen some skippers using the mainstream bowlers for the first 6 overs with one bowling 3 and the other bowling 3, and some skippers using 3 to 4 bowlers within the power play just to experiment certain things. And this bowler we are watching, Dashini, the third bowler for STG, a different style of approach, experimenting certain options. Good placement at the deep. And as long as Anamrana plays in the crease, it's gonna be an impactful thing for Venkat Cricket Academy. She seems to be solid and productive, and most importantly, she's having a lot more creativity. This time trying to go into the back foot, couldn't make much impact out of it. Bit of pressure for Yarni to free flow her bats. They're bowling in the right areas. Couple of dot balls here for Yarni. Can we see any kind of change in this over? Will Yarni try to step out? No chance of that happening in the middle. Couple of dot balls. It's actually adding a lot more pressure for the batting side. They may lose their way in the middle if they continue with a similar kind of flow. Last ball of this over. Just 6 runs coming off this over so far. The flighter delivery went on to be a wide ball. Another wide ball. 18 for 1. Continues to bowl Dashini with one more to go. Dot ball to end this over. Extras for the big factors of this over. 18 for 1 Venkat Cricket Academy. Starts off with the dot ball. Continues to bowl Prachi. No doubt on that. If I was a skipper, I used to do that. And most of the skippers will try using this prime bowler again and again just to make sure that they are getting a wicket number 2 or a breakthrough. But sometimes it's always important about self-analyzing your bowling attack, because if you're not having much more impactful bowlers for the death overs, then you have to preserve Prachi for the 18th and 20th over, or probably 17th and 19th over. But now the skipper is moving with the Prachi for the 3rd over. Now Prachi will be having only 1 over to be bowled at the death overs. Probably this game might be going to the last over. Spot on delivery for a typical left arm pacer. And Anamrana, I wanted this combination to happen because Anamrana is good at scoring runs at the fine leg region. That is a deep fine leg fielder. And what if she tries this against a typical left arm pacer, because left arm pacers typically invites the batters to go to that region, maybe for the distraction. Will that happen? Can we see any different approach from Anamrana at this point of time against Prachi? Good swing, got the connection better. That's a misfield. Will offer a couple of runs on the board. Fortunately, that's not going for the boundary. Couple of runs on the board here for Venkat Cricket Academy. This is what the shot she played. Not an easy one to stop, but should have stopped that from going to the boundary. We are watching a lot more Kirtana stuff today. Kirtana is saving balls everywhere. She batted really well. She fought really well, to be very honest, with the hard conditions. And now she's showing some class on the field. 20 for 1. This seems like a bit of positive approach here from Anamrana. Now what happens is she is wearing her gloves and Prachi is waiting for her. This sometimes adds a lot more pressure for the bowler. It breaks your mental peace. A solid defense. Another dot ball, 20 for 1 with one more to end this over. Just 2 runs coming off this over. Another wonderful over from Prachi. But what's my question is this impactful by using Prachi as the third over? Because Prachi has been given her third over, but we are not watching any wickets falling in the middle. Now these two batters might build a big partnership. At the end, you won't be having any Prachi attack to stop the batters. This risky decision is slightly supporting the batting side, it seems. Good work. A dot ball to end this over. 20 for 1. Pushes for the single. Will be a wide ball. Last over of power play. Swagata, the new bowler. She was very successful with the bat in this tournament, especially for STG. And this game went on to be something out of context for her. This is what I've been expecting. When Anamrana was facing Prachi. But finally she's trying that against Swagata. No fielders standing at that position. Probably she'll be getting some 2s and 4s. That will be the reason. No wonder she might try that again and again. Some sudden field adjustments. Fine leg inside the circle. Prachi was standing at the fine leg. A lot more opportunities for them to score runs on the board. Swings and misses out. And the fingers goes up. Could you see that? Could you see the celebration? Look at the smile on the face of Swagata. Seems like even Anamrana looks a bit animated. She was not satisfied with that decision, but the fingers gone up straight away. Look at that celebration. That's 22 for 2. And Anamrana should depart. Vashini, the new batter in at number 4 for Venkat Cricket Academy. Moves a bit away from the batter. Looks interesting to see with the way how Swagata is bowling. She seems like an off spinner, but the ball is genuinely moving away from the batter even before pitching. Look at that. Look at that. Will be crucial to watch out for. And that's wicket number 2 for Swagata as the bails have flied off from the stumps. Vashini came in, can't quite, but couldn't fight against the swinging, the bowling revolution of Swagata as she is walking back to the pavilion without scoring. It's 22 for 3. And you could see that celebrations going on. Ronin Radhika, the new batter, in at number 5. She looks really dangerous. Swagata, run out opportunity. That got closer. Will not be given out. But yes, they have to look back at that. It's moving away from the batter. That's the style of this delivery. Look at that. That's quite closer with the way how things got. That brings back Yarni on strike. I think Swagata should try attacking the stumps. There is something for her while attacking the stumps. It's 23 for 3, end of power play. Surprising decision here as the skipper is going for Prachi again for her 4th over. You'll not be having Prachi at the end of this innings. They might be having something in their mind, it seems, trying to finish the game as quick as possible. But yes, interesting decision. Final over for Prachi, and it's invading the stumps. It's straight away invading the stumps. It's attacking intent. Most of the fielders are standing inside the 30-yard circle despite of the power play getting completed. I could see the point fielder, backward point fielder, cover point, extra covers, mid-off inside the circle, mid-on, mid-wicket, and a short square leg fielder. Only the third man, and of course the third man is standing at the deep. Having all these fielders closer, they're actually restricting the singles from Ronin Radhika. Good approach against a new batter. That strong shout. And the on-field umpire is not getting convinced. Kishore, the on-field umpire. Just looking at the way how it went, seems like quite close, as this went on to be a low bounce, hits the back foot of the batter, so there won't be much chance for the ball to get away from the stumps. Of course the umpire will be getting the better view of it. We can say whatever we can say in the commentary box. But yes, couldn't get convinced with the decision made by the on-field umpire. But Kishore is an experienced campaigner. He would have known exactly what have happened in that delivery. This time through the covers, proper placement coming on to play. And that will be going for the boundary. Typical power play batting stroke making that every batter wants to make in his career. Look at that. A proper placement between the point fielders. And that eventually goes for the boundary. Good work from Ronin Radhika. Her first boundary of the day. And you have to attack such set bowlers sometimes, because it's not about the bowler. It's about the confidence of the bowler on a particular day. To an extent, it's about that particular ball bowled by the bowler. If it's not a good delivery, then you can of course try attacking the bowler. Don't go with the repetitions. Catches the call. That should have taken. Beats the fielder at the covers. And they've been chasing down the ball. Will be a couple of runs on the board. Just taking back to look at that. Look at that. Almost inches from the hands of the fielder. Should have been taken. 29 for 3. As Prachi is trying to do something different, it seems. She's approaching round the wicket for Ronin Radhika. As over the wicket, she's getting used to over the wicket, if it seems. Ronin Radhika scored a boundary and this one through the covers. Will she invade the stumps? Not necessarily. Will never going for the single. One more to complete the spell of Prachi. Will she end her spell with another wicket? Already got a wicket in the initial phase of the innings. Prachi is 1 for 13 in 3.5 overs with one more to go. Can we see one more wicket falling in this over? Wicket number 2 for Prachi. Last ball of a spell. 6 runs coming off this over. Now she's going over the wicket to bowl the last ball. She should try attacking the stumps. She is, but well played by Ronin Radhika. Counterattack, one of the key bowlers of STG. And with that single, the spell of Prachi coming to an end. 1 for 14. That's 30 for 3. Venkat Cricket Academy after 7 overs. Swagata continues to bowl. Such a wonderful first over for Swagata. Continues with the dot ball. 2 wickets for her in the first over. That slight bit of movement while flighting the ball, that's working well for Swagata. Should have stopped that, gone for the single. And this is where most of the wickets were not falling for the bowling side, because if you are bowling to the same batter again and again, there are a lot of possibilities for Swagata to dismiss the batter. Now the strike changes. Another single, cheeky singles as Yarni and Ronin Radhika were trying to move the scoreboard from this pressure situation. And at the same time, they have to score a lot more runs on the board, as it's 86 of 75 with having 7 more wickets, probably 2 to 3 quality batters. Still, there is something called tailenders. That culture is there in India. People are speaking about there is no such category called pure bowlers, but it will take some time to get things happen. Now she's at the right line, attacking the stumps. Swagata. Almost getting desperate with that. Sometimes when Lasith Malinga bowls, everyone knows that he is going to attack the stumps. So the batter will be subconsciously focusing on his stumps. He'll be carefully protecting his stumps and he'll play really well against Lasith Malinga. That's the biggest weakness of these key bowlers. When you keep on bowling in the same areas, they'll start protecting themselves. End of 8 overs, that's 33 for 3. Andrita, the new bowler. Andrita SK, one of the most valuable players of the tournament for Venkat CA, Venkat Cricket Academy. Ronin Radhika is manipulating the bowlers really well. She's somehow finding runs on the board. Good work at the point region. Not leaking any singles over that. This is how a bowler will get comfortable with a batter. Then she can experiment a lot of things to dismiss the batter. Now Ronin Radhika is feeling a bit of pressure against Andrita SK. Still the fielders were standing within the 30th circle. That shows the kind of domination that STG were having. Now the wonderful delivery. Mind games matters a lot, and that's why Ravichandran Ashwin is considered to be one of the most smartest cricketers. He will use a lot more brain. He will use a lot more mind games. Mind games in a way, you have to read the mindset of the batter. The batter will be in a good rhythm. He might be manipulating the mindset of the rest of the bowlers, but you have to do something out of the box to take things under control, as of what Andrita is doing today. 4 dot balls. Will that be any desperation for Ronin Radhika? Will she try to step out or move here and there out of desperation? She's still trying to watch the ball. Another dot ball. 5 consecutive dot balls here for Andrita SK. Good start to the over for Andrita in the 9th over. Now the equation is getting tighter for Venkat Cricket Academy. With the last ball to end this over. 85 of 67 to win this game. Final adjustments for going on. Another dot ball. Wonderful over. Made an over from Andrita to start things off. That's 9 overs, 33 for 3. Swagata continues to bowl. The skipper might be having some expectations on Swagata, expecting a breakthrough from her. She's still having that moment, but the change here is that's gonna be a boundary. It's an easy picking for the batter. Never expected that will be going for the boundary. Yarni picks the gap perfectly. Just take back a look at that. Went on to be a low full toss delivery, straight shot. Got the connection better, and that eventually goes for the boundary. And speaking about Swagata's movement, yes, Yarni will push you under pressure. Ronin Radhika will push you under pressure. What's most important is how do you got those wickets? Clean bowled was the previous dismissal by Swagata, so she should try attacking the stumps. Leg stump to off stump movement will be right for someone like Swagata. And most of them were going as a low full toss delivery. Not enough space for the bowler to pitch the ball and make it react to confuse the batters. If it's not pitching, definitely the batters are gonna play low full toss deliveries again and again. That should be kept in control. Now the easy single run out opportunity. If it hits the stumps, would have been a dismissal. Good running between the wickets. Good understanding between the batters. Hope she's okay. Seems like she is struggling a bit. Yarni. 79 runs in 62 balls to win the game. Swagata continues the bowl. Another easy pickings for the batters to rotate the strike. No chance for the second run. So many shouts over there at the dugouts of Venkat Cricket Academy, along with that STG. With one more to end this over. 7 runs coming off this over. This is an invitation, a clear-cut invitation from Swagata. Unfortunately, it's not going for the boundary, but this kind of delivery should be kept in control. Look at the way how she bowled that. It's a full toss delivery to play at the final region. End of 10 overs, halfway through the first innings. It's 41 for 3, and there is a hydration break in the middle. Andrita continues to bowl. Started off with a maiden delivery, maiden over. 7 consecutive dot balls for Andrita. That shows the kind of quality that she is producing. Much more developed cricketer as of now, Andrita. The same combination. Steps out and reaches the length of the ball. Run out opportunity. This is something called pressure. This is something you could call as pressure. It was all pressure that challenged this game. Exactly, this is what happened in the previous one. Hope she's okay. Ronin Radhika fell on the ground. Andrita invited her to step out of the ground after facing couple of dot balls again and again. That's much more important. Now this time it's Yarni. I really love the way how Andrita is adding a lot more pressure to this game. Her 4 overs will be very crucial to watch out for. 2 more in this over, just 1 run conceded so far in this over. Flighted delivery, couldn't get much better connection, will be just a single. With 1 more to complete this over, just 2 runs coming off it, and the equations were looking really challenging for the Venkat Cricket Academy. Will be given white ball. She was expecting Ronin Radhika to step out, and intentionally she's bowling way outside the off stump, it seems. That's a kind of game plan. Ronin might step out at any point of time, but not this time, as she's waiting for the ball to come onto the bat. Just pushes a single at the square leg region. 4 runs coming on this over. That's 45 for 3 after 11 overs. (73 of 54 to win this game. 45 for 3. Pushes for the single. Good running between the wickets. Good understanding between the batters. Immediately after the call was given, both of them were running for that single. I think cheeky singles were pretty much mandatory at this point of time. The more you rotate the strike, the more you keep the strike changes, things will be under your control. You will be on this chase. Darshini continues to bowl. Wilter's delivery. Run out opportunity again. The in-circle fielder should be very careful in terms of those cheeky singles. They were not scoring runs, they were stealing runs. They should walk forward. They should be very careful in terms of taking the ball and throwing it to the stumps. 1 run out will change the approach of the game. Then they'll never go for the cheeky singles. Steps out and tries to go for the big shot. There were fielders at the deep. Another strong shout. No chance of going for the second run. Could stop at the deep. And the good thing about the fielding side is they've been encouraging each other really well. I could clearly hear the shouts of them. And of course, Venkat CA were also equally challenging. The players in the dugout were cheering their batters consistently. Misfield, and this should be avoided. We were speaking about those direct hits and controlling those singles, but this one is an easy sitter dropped by the fielder at the covers. No sixers in this game so far, especially in this innings. 69 of 50 balls to win this game. 4 balls and 4 singles. It shows a pattern. That pattern should be kept in control. Look at that. Look at that. 1, 1, 1, 1 and 1. Every single ball they are scoring a single. And that's actually adding a lot more pressure for Darshini. She couldn't stick on with the same batter. And 50 up here for Venkat Cricket Academy with that single. 50 for 3. Last ball of this over. Single number 6 of this over, which moves out to be 2 runs to end this over. That's 52 for 3, Venkat Cricket Academy. Andrita back into the attack. The one who could revive these things will be this lady. She will take things under control. Despite of what happened in the previous over, Dashini couldn't control those singles, and of course fielders were losing those singles, dropping the balls, misfields for causing for those singles. Trying to go for the big shot. Run out opportunity again. Not the right way to throw, but the fingers were going up. Could you believe this? This is not the right throw from the fielder, but still they could be able to manage that run out. Take back a look at that. A shot at the mid-on fielder's hands, and look at that throw. That throw is not into the hands of the bowler. Still she could be able to make that run out. This is something we've been speaking about. It's 52 for 3, becomes 52 for 4 now because of that run out. 4th wicket of fall, and Venkat Cricket Academy is now under pressure. That's wonderful running between the wickets. As we've seen Reena Santro, the new batter in at number 6. But this pattern doesn't change. Even after the run out, they've been going for cheeky singles. That's quick running between the wickets. She got off the mark with that single. In fact, she was at the non-strikers and now she's at the strikers end. She'll be facing her first delivery against Andrita. For 45 to win this game. Reena Santro on strike to face her first ball. That's a leading edge, catches the call. Falls short of the fielder. Quite lucky, Reena. With that single, she's getting off the mark. Two more to end this over, 54 for 4. As the required run rate increases to 8.73. Now what will Yarni do? Will she go for another cheeky single, or will she try go over the mid-off her mid-on fielder? She tried to go over the mid-off fielder, but that attempt didn't work out for Yarni, as that attempt went on to be a failure attempt. Andrita gets her first wicket as Yarni walks back to the pavilion for 18 runs. Look at that. Disappointed Yarni walking back to the pavilion. This is because of clear-cut pressure on the game. 54 for 5. Now 64 of 43 with having 5 more wickets in hands. Pavitra, the new batter. 54 for 5. Last ball of this over. Well left. Just watching the ball on where she's bowling. Dot ball to end this over. That's 54 for 5 after 13 overs. Swings and misses out. Darshini continues to bowl. Now two new batters. Will be a different pressure altogether. With the previous over of Darshini, two set batters were there. All the set batters were being dismissed in the previous over from Andrita. Now this adds a lot of advantage. What a try! What a try it is! She gave her 100% to grab the catch, but couldn't make it happen. Such a wonderful effort that is. Take back a look at that. Look at that. She did everything perfectly, but couldn't grab that catch. Now looks like they're getting a brand new energy altogether. STG. Their fielders, their bowlers, their catching abilities, everything is under control. No chance of that single. That should be kept in control. Now there is an opportunity for a single. Run out opportunity. Too many dramas in the middle. Look at that. A dot ball went on to be a single. And then, of course, it should have been a... Look at that. Look at that awareness. That should be that. We should wait for the right moment to go for the single. Good work from Reena Santro. Flighted delivery. A pickup shot should have been taken. That's a drop catch. And that eventually goes for the boundary. Nobody have expected that would have been a boundary. Good shot it is, but of course, they're having a fielder at the deep. She puts an easy sitter. And that brings a lot more opportunity for Venkat Cricket Academy now. Seems like Reena is a good batter. Fielder should be well aware of those areas to take things under control. They should never drop those catches. Stumping uphill. No chance of that being a dismissal. Will be a white ball. With one more to complete this over. 61 for 5. Last ball of this over. Another easy approach. Drops the ball. No chance of that being a run out. Easy opportunities for being dropped on. 61 for 5. Another interesting approach even after the completion of the over. That brings us to the end of this over. 14 overs, 61 for 5. Now 57 needed in 6 overs. 57 of 6 overs. Swings and misses out. Reena Santro is pretty much a dominant leg side batter. She's trying to play for the sweep shots and those pull shots and slog sweeps. And Rita continues to bowl the 4th over with 5 more to end this over. This is going to be the most crucial over to watch out for. This over might give you the conclusion on what's going to happen in this game. Steps out and got the connection better. It's a full toss delivery and that goes for the boundary. A welcome boundary here for Venkat Cricket Academy, and Reena's adamant approach of playing it on the leg side is working really well. Look at that. Look at that. She wanted to play with the cross bat and that's working really well for Reena. Just before this game we've been speaking about Travis' head batting ability. She was very good at playing those cross batted shots in the back foot. Similarly, Reena Santro is such a kind of batter. You can't shape every single batter for a straight batted shot or, top hand batting. So it's about the cross batted shot sometimes, it's about the sweep shot sometimes, it's about the kind of approach that particular batter believes. And what you almost need is the number that you're looking for. A boundary or a 2 or a 6. That's happening here. Steps out. Another good shot, takes the low full toss and proper placement, and they are trying to go for the second run. Will that be an easy run out opportunity? That has been another miscommunication between the batters. Desperation to go for the second run is not working well for them. A wicket number 6. Take back a look at that easy one for Andrita. She will never make such mistakes. That's 65 for 6 now. In fact, 66 for 6. Swings and misses out. Falak, the new batter. Couple of runs on the board. Good save at the deep. She's the pick of the bowler without any doubt. She was wonderful with her numbers. That adds a couple of runs on the board. 1 for 14. Probably if that 3 was added. In fact, 1 for 11. That went down to be 2 runs on the board, which brings back another wonderful stroke making. It is Reena Santro. This is a much needed boundary that she had scored. Look at that. What a wonderful sweep shot. Right the moment she saw the ball, she swept the ball at the right areas. No fielders are standing at the deep. This went on to be a bit expensive over comparing to the previous overs of Andrita. With last ball to complete this over. 72 for 6. Still there are a lot of possibilities for STG to give a comeback with one batter giving an explosion. Someone like Reena Santro, a dominant leg side batter. Still, there is a bit of gap at the deep square leg. There is a square leg fielder at the deep mid wicket fielder. No longer. Pretty much she's trying to play with the cross batted shots. She's focusing those mid wicket regions and square leg regions. Will be just a single to end this over. 15 overs, 73 for 6. Into the back foot, a proper connection that goes for the boundary. This girl is showing some twist in this game. This is a wonderful plot twist. This time she's playing in the back foot. We've been criticizing her batting style, the cross batted leg sided batting regularly. Now she's showing that she could be able to play those back foot punches. A gentle push through the covers. A warm welcome to Darshini. Now this is an even much challenging contest to watch out for. Don't sit in the driver's seat. Both Venkat Cricket Academy and STG, anybody could make it happen at this point of time. You should try hard to reach the place that you're looking for. Pushes the single and gives a strike to Falak, who's spending a lot more time with the non-strikers then. Will be facing her first ball. We are not sure about her track record. She might be a dominant batter, she might be a middle order batter, or she might be a tail ender. But at this point of time, the role is quite simple. You have to give the strike back to Reena. She's looking in good touch. She seems like finishing this game. Field adjustments were going on. It's a turning delivery, no chance of that, going for the single, as Reena desperately wanted that single. You know what's most important is they're understanding the context completely. Darshini, she's having all her fielders within the 30-yard circle just to ensure that Falak is not rotating the strike. That should happen. For that, you need all your fielders to stand within the 30-yard circle. That's what's happening here. She somehow finds ways to give strike back to Reena. Happy faces at the dugout of Venkat Cricket Academy. Now Reena will be getting 2 more deliveries to do what she wants to do, because we're not sure about the next couple of overs. If this over offers you something, try to take it completely. From 12 to 2 or 1 or 0, whatever might happen in the next 2 balls. Tried something different. A cheeky attempt from Reena, which fetches a couple of runs on the board. Of course, it's not a boundary, but it earns an even digit runs on the board. That matters a lot. Proper placement, as the short third woman couldn't stop that. One more to end this over. Eight runs coming off this over. Whether it's in controlled over or an expensive over, that depends upon this last ball. What happens in this last ball is going to describe this over. Play the sweep shot, got the connection better. There is a fielder at the deep, will be just a single. And Reena will be taking back the single for the next over. It's 82 for 6. Angelin, a new bowler at this crucial phase of the innings. I couldn't trace the mindset of the skipper, but I love this. I admire this approach of bringing on a new bowler. Probably they're having a game plan with Angelin. Anyway, Reena and Falak were writing a different story altogether. The climax of a gripping web series. That may be a plot twist, but what's gonna happen? That's the question of all who's watching this game. Those who are watching in YouTube, those who are watching alive here. Swings and misses. But this is a lot more pressure for Reena because she's contributing something, and at the other end, you can't expect Falak to do something out of the box. So you need a set batter to contribute Reena, and then they could easily reach the winning position. Or else even a single dot ball would add a lot more pressure for Reena. Steps out and gets the full toss connected. A proper placement. Good stop at the deep will be just a single. No chance of scoring a lot more runs on the board. Will be just a single. As this being a quarter final, Venkat Cricket Academy and STG, two different sides from two different style of journeys, are facing each other in the match number 2. Is going crucial and as close as possible. Anybody could win at this point of time. On strike Falak with the ball, Angelin. Again mid off and mid on inside the circle. Oh, that's clean ball. That's a flighted delivery. A simple technique to dismiss the batter. Falak wanted to go at the cow corner region, but she is completely missing the angle of the ball. And that went on to be a dismissal. Wicket number 7 here. And that becomes 84 for 7 now. Which brings back Joshna, the new batter. And at number 9 for Venkat Cricket Academy. A lot more pressure for them. Joshna, the new pattern at number 9. Just 2 sixes, then things will be under control. I know the difficulties, but yes, they have to do that. They fought really well throughout these 17 overs. That shouldn't go in vain. Another dot ball. This adds a lot more pressure to Reena. Look at that. She's saying something to Joshna. I need my strike back so that we could win this game. Flighted delivery through the covers. Wonderful effort from Joshna. That's a direct hit from the fielder at mid-off. What happens in the middle? Some discussions are going on. That brings back Reena on strike, only to face one ball. Now what will she do? Will she go for the single so that she could get 6 balls in the next over, or will she go for the big shot? Then in the next over she should again ask for a single to Joshna. It's up to the mindset of Reena. Last ball of this over. This went on to be a wonderful over for them. Just 3 runs coming off this over. This goes for the boundary. Boundary to end this over. Reena is unstoppable here. She's again scoring runs by playing sweep shots. Look at the placement. There is a deep square fielder, but she couldn't stop that. It goes for the boundary. 89 for 7. Still the equations were quite challenging. 29 of 18. Gettable only if Reena gets a strike again and again. Swagata continues to bowl. That was wonderful single from Joshna to give the strike back to Reena. Now Reena will have 5 balls to face against Swagata, one of the key bowlers. Swagata picked up 2 wickets today. And some discussions were going on. There may be change of shape for the ball, it seems. As the on-field umpires, Mani and Kishore, were having a chat with the shape of the ball or the damage. 17 more balls to be bowled in this game. Will that be able to be done with the ball? And that's a discussion going on in the middle. Yellow hat is Mr. Mani and the blue hat is Mr. Kishore. Experienced campaigners. Well, that's okay. Things were quite okay. We can resume the game. The excitement of a T20 game. The climax is almost near us. As Swagata with the ball. Reena Santro with the bat. 5 balls. What's going to happen? Will she go for the maximum? There is a long on fielder. Deep mid wicket. Deep square leg. The protections for that on the leg side. And she plays through the covers. Will that be a chance for the second run? No chance of that being second run. There has been a bit of confusion. So I'm not sure why Reena went back to the non-strikers in. Now it will be Joshna, who's a new batter. It will be really challenging for the new batters to get into the dynamics all of a sudden. 27 of 16 to win the game. There are challenges here. Swings and gets a single. This is quite good to watch out for. both Joshna and Reena were taking the game closer as much as possible as of Mahendra Singh Dhoni's formula. Well, when you take the game deeper, till the last over, till the last ball, then you can win out of handling the pressure better. This is not the right situation to get emotional, as Reena is playing practical cricket. She can try scoring even digit numbers so that she could get back the strike. Swings and misses out. I think this intention should be cut down. This is the game plan of Swagata. She's having mid-off inside the circle so that Reena will be focusing on the mid-off fielder and she's enjoying those dot balls. Reena should focus on her strong zone. It's sweep shot, it's cross-batted leg-sided stroke making. She should continue playing those shots. A paddle sweep this time, got the placement right as the fielder chasing down the ball. And no chance for the fielder to stop that, it went for the boundary. A welcome boundary here for Reena Santro. And a much needed boundary for Venkat Cricket Academy. Look at that. Using the pace of the ball and proper placement. Goes for the boundary. And this is the strong zone of Reena Santro. She is very strong in that region. There are a lot more mind games here. 7 runs coming off this over with 1 more to go. Again the same question. Will she go for the single? Or will she try scoring into the boundary or a sixer? Fine leg inside the circle now. They're having Prachi at the fine leg. A long on, no man at the cow corner region. Deep mid wicket at deep square leg fielders. Reena can't take that risk. But she wanted to keep the strike back in the next over. Right decision. She will be keeping the strike back in the next over. That's 12 ball 21 to win the game. 97 for 7 Venkat Cricket Academy. Now it should be Angelin or Utshar. Any of these bowlers should complete the game, as most of their key bowlers completed the spell. Tide is turning towards the Venkat Cricket Academy. I'm not sure about that, but yes, with the way how Reena is fighting, anything might happen. And this 19th over will be the crucial over. If you are planning to bowl your key bowler, it should be at the 19th over. .97 for 7. 21 of 12 balls into the hands of Reena Santro. Trying for the sweep shot, strong shouts. Impact outside the off stump. Now this is Joshna's turn. I think even in the last over, if she's having some 9 or 8 or probably 12, she could make this happen. All they need is scoring another 6 to 7 runs in this over, just to make sure they're still in this chase. Swings and misses out, but there is a bit of luck for the batting side. They're fetching runs somehow. Now it's 99 for 7. Shot fine leg is that. Similar kind of field positioning here for Reena. For Reena's clever ideologies, reverse sweep will still be a good choice. Going over the mid-off fielder will still be a good choice. But you have to watch the kind of deliveries that's been bowled by the bowler. She might be having some mind games. She might be inviting you for those gaps and bowling at the different area. Then it will be a real challenge for the batter to score boundaries. Premeditation should be there, but it shouldn't stress you to a certain extent. Flighted delivery. Tried to play through the covers. Couldn't make much impact out of it. Chance of second run. There are a lot of misfields, overthrows, run bys. All of these factors were supporting the batting side. Look at the drive that Reena Santro made. Look at the desperation. She's making magics on the field. Hope she's okay. Let her take some time in the middle. What's most important is still the equation supports Venkat Cricket Academy. 100 up here for Venkat Cricket Academy. That's 101 for 7.
Run
17 of 9 balls. Can Reena finish it off like a bench stroke stuff? Will be heroic to watch out for. Heroinic to watch out for. A straight shot. Got the connection better, and that's a clear cut boundary from Reena. Celebrations and cheers were going on as you could hear that a bit. Look at that. Look at that shot. Everyone want this lady to perform. This girl to win this game. Reena Santro is the sound that reverberates here. She's into her 40s now. 42 of 26 balls. 13 of 8 to win the game. Pressure on everyone. What a wonderful performance. From nowhere to she made things possible. Smart cricket all round. She wanted that single. She wanted the strike back in the last over to win the game for that side. Now it's a turn for Joshna to make anything in the even digit. Probably 2 runs on the board. Will reduce the equation. At the same time, will bring back Reena on strike. And Reena shouldn't go for the singles at this point of time. It's 12 of 7. And everyone were asking Joshna to score boundary. No fielders were placed at the fine leg region. There is a sweeper cover fielder. There is a long on fielder. There is a deep square leg fielder. And of course, there is a deep mid wicket fielder. She went through the covers. That should have not taken. I don't see this to be a right decision to take. Why did Reena Santro went for that single? It's 107 for 7. 11 more runs to win the game by having Joshna on strike. Now the last over, 11 runs needed. Danya with the ball, a new bowler. We are not sure about the dynamics of Danya today, as she is bowling for the first time today. But on strike, it's Joshna. She came at number 9. Medium pacer swings and got the connection better. Will there be a couple of runs on the board? And yes, Reena is coming back for the second run, as that's wonderful running between the wickets. That's quite interesting stuff to watch out for. Could stop at the deep, to be very honest. Look at that. She took complete control, because these were the areas that they have to look at. Now 9 of 5. With one boundary, the equations will be very simple. Nine of 5. Anything might happen at this point of time. Change of angle. This time it's not stump line delivery. She's asking for the white ball, but that seems like a legal delivery. Look at that. Look at that. Things were under control. Cheers were going on. I think Joshna should rotate the strike and give it back to. Let her give the pressure to Reena. Let her handle that pressure part of the game. As she scored 43 of 27. She deserves to finish the game if there is something in this game. Because it's adding a lot more pressure to Joshna too. Look at that. Look at that. The game is going out of hand slowly, gradually. Now you need a lot more runs to be scored. 9 of 3. Even if Joshna rotates the strike, 8 runs will be required in 2 balls. That's high in the air and that's taken. That's high pressure catch taken at the covers. That brings up another breakthrough here for STG. After a very long time, they are coming back stronger in the game. Joshna's pressure went on to be a dismissal. That's 109 for 8 now. Look at that. 6 of 9 balls. Now that's 6 of 10 balls. She wanted to play with the crash board. Couldn't get much connection over that. 1 at 9 for 8 now. With 2 balls, 8 runs needed. And the most important thing is, Reena will be standing at the non-strikers end. And you got to appreciate Danya for her effort. She was bowling the last over, but she still be able to manage things under control. That's the most important thing. Bopana Hasani, the new batter in at number 10. Just taking things under control. 3 balls, 9 required. 2 balls, 9 required to win the game. That's a wonderful effort from Danya. She proved me wrong. I thought a new bowler could struggle a lot in this last over, but she was having different approach altogether. She changed her angles after that first ball went for 2 runs. Now Bopana Hasani is at the non-strikers and this ball will decide the fate of this game. Ball number 5. 9 of 2 balls. Danya with the ball. Squeezes it through the point direction. Will be just a single. And mathematically, the options for Venkat Cricket Academy is over. Unless or until any extras or some other things like no balls will happen, then there are possibilities of Venkat Cricket Academy winning this game. Even after that, Reena should score a 6-0. But this is such a wonderful T20 game to watch out for between both the sides. Both Venkat Cricket Academy and STG, they fought really well, and STG eventually making it quite closer. Mathematically, they are winning this game. Will there be any possibilities? Balls at the right area, swings and misses out. Will be a couple of runs on the board. That ends out to be 45 not out for Reena Santro, but the match has been won by STG and MISA with a crucial contest. Last over required 11 runs and they had conceded just 6 runs in that, 5 runs in that to be very honest. And of course Prachi will be the player of the match for her batting effort. 1 wicket for her and 27 runs with the bat. She went on to be crucial factor with the ball too. And of course that's a fighting effort from Reena coming to an end. You could see that celebrations and happy faces, cheers and handshakes happening in the middle of the ground. It's a wonderful game of cricket for you. Enjoyed every bit of it. This had a wonderful climax at the end as STG are winning this game by a difference of 5 runs.